Hey everybody, we've had some nasty weather in the interior this last couple days. So Miranda, Owen, and I took a break from the house build and we ran down to Chitna, the Copper River, to go get our red salmon for the year. We caught our fish in a few hours, or 33 fish in a few hours. We'll put a video out on that trip. But we're back. It's still kind of rainy here today, but the next few days, I've got the next 5 days off, so we're going to try to make some headway on the house build here. Plus, we're going to be doing a lot of canning and beehive stuff and a lot of other stuff we're going to be doing this weekend or this week also. But today, Owen and I, we're going to try to build one of our last walls here, and then we're going to try to get the joists up. Oop, where am I at? Those joists up there are all cut and installed today. And depending on what the rain does will dictate how much we get done out here. So yeah, we're gonna get going on something, and we're really hoping to have this gable wall, or our gable front wall here, built before this weekend and prepped for the big ridge pull. So lots to do this week. It didn't help taking a couple days off, but it rained so hard here it wouldn't have been worth staying in town, so we figured we'd go get our fish. It was a last minute thing, so it was good to have a little break from this build though. We're gonna get going. Well, yesterday it rained off and on all day long, so I just spent the day in the shop helping Miranda get everything prepped for doing some canning and smoking the salmon. So we've actually got the smoker going over there. That'll be in another video, but the canner has got a batch in there right now, but that'll be another video. Right now we're going to get going on building that wall we were going to build yesterday. My dad come over to help watch the pressure cooker, and he's going to be cutting some lumber for us. So the sun's out, it's good. We need to dry these logs out. Everything is soaked. It's been raining for 3 or 4 days here. Well, we just got done building this wall. Now we're getting ready to build another load-bearing 2x4 wall under this right here. Then we're gonna fire the sawmill up and start cutting joists. Okay, we got all of our load-bearing walls built in here. We got this back wall built. We got some bracing in here because we got it glued down. I'm gonna try not to have to hilty in or put any tap cons in the concrete if I don't have to. So now what we're working on is getting these joists up. We got a couple cut already. One of the ones we cut is pretty wavy, so I'm gonna have to recut a couple more on the sawmill. So, would you hit your head on it? So yeah, we're gonna fire the sawmill up here in a few minutes after we get these guys up on the loft there. Well, we got the first one up there. That's going to cantilever over the kitchen here, and we need 1, 2, 3 more that length. So we're going to head down to the log pile, grab one, bring it back, and throw it on the sawmill and get her cut up. one got wavy on me. I'm not sure what happened, if my blade got loose or what, but I can't use that one. So well, this is what it looks like. They all sat down in there where they're supposed to, nice, except for one of them. I think what happened is when we were hammering the 2x under the wall, it kind of jacked the log up just a little bit. So we're going to pull this one out that Owen is standing on right there and sand it down a little bit. And I'm going to start running the 12-inch long lag bolts down through these into the log. Well, I finally got all these loft joists up there. Turned out pretty good. I just got done screwing them all down. I'll take you guys up there and show you what it looks like. So that's it. That's all. This is going to be bedroom here. We're going to have master bath over there. Not really sure how that's all going to lay out yet, but that was a lot of work to get these rafters in here. You can see how many cuts we made. We'll have a tongue and groove up on top here. So when you're looking from below, you're gonna these rafters will be, or these joists will be exposed, and you'll see the tongue and groove up here. That's why I cut all these notches in here so that I can put 1x8s in here to bring up to the top of the rafter here so you can't see from one room into the next. Or if we're running electrical or plumbing in here, I'll be able to hide that. And then when we get into the hall, like the hallway, this will stay open. I did not cut anything there. And this is solid. I mean, I jump on it and it's solid. There's no bounce after getting these walls underneath these logs. There you can see how clean those saddle notches turned out. Well, tomorrow I think I'll be able to build this front wall now, or start building it. I got to get the 2 logs from the sidewall going to the center post. If I could get that done tomorrow, then I can put my top wall log on both sides. So that's kind of my goal, is to figure out that front wall tomorrow. Well, we decided to put some metal in that front wall underneath that big ridge pole. So I went to our local welding place and picked up these 2 beams. And now we still need to go find a couple logs. So Owen and I are gonna go down to the log pile and try to find our 2 top wall logs for that gable end. And I just helped Miranda get a load of fish, chicken, and halibut in the canner right there. It's a full load this time. Well, I got a plan here. So we're gonna cut a flat on the bottom and on the top. That way when I build my wall right here, this will sit right on top of that wall. And then I'm gonna be framing the rest of the gable end on top of this flat. So we're gonna bring it to the sawmill, get this thing shimmed in here so that the center of the log on both ends is level with the cutting plane of the sawmill. That way I make a good clean cut. I'm shooting for 13 inches here, assuming I'll be like 10 or 11 at the other end because of we're at the butt right now. Then Miranda and Owen can start peeling this log while I start building this bottom wall. I had this up in the air and I was able to get all my measurements to figure out what the wall height should be. So I can start framing the wall, they can start peeling. But before we could do that, I gotta go change the blade on the sawmill. That one's getting dull.
Oh, it's cut your shirt. You okay?
get it done. Well, we got this wall standing. Went pretty smooth. Took quite a bit of time to figure out how I wanted to build the wall. Now that we're using the 2 metal I-beams in here. So we didn't get as far as I wanted to today, but at least we have a plan for tomorrow. So when we get up, we'll get this next wall standing, do some log work, take the logs off, and then hopefully stand that big beam up. So anyways, it's 11 o'clock. We're gonna call it a night. It'll be another nice day. Dad come over, he's gonna help for a little bit here, cut some of the boards for the wall. We finished getting everything put away for the pressure canning we did the last couple days. But hopefully we get this wall. We should have this wall built here in an hour.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I got the log all laid out for its saddles. I got all my marks made, and I got a rough notch in there so that I could drop it down to where I'm not stacked up on so many 2x. So Owen went to the fair, so it's just Miranda and I. So she's gonna be running the boom truck. We'll see how this goes. There you go. A little more. There, go up. Go up. Go up. Up. Okay, now pivot. What? Pivot, rotate. So you can see I had to stagger where my saddles are because this log is at an angle on that prow front. So the center of my saddle for this guy is there, and the center for this one is way over here. So that's why we had to put it up there. Well, I got the saddles cut in it. I got a rough notch in there. Miranda's hopping on the boom truck. We're gonna get her slung back up there. Well, we got it sitting up there. You can see I put that rough notch in. And what that allows you to do is lower it down onto the log a little bit so we could get rid of some of those 2x. So right now it's sitting on 3 2x. So I'm gonna set my scribe for 4.5 inches. Scribe this corner, and then we'll take it down. I'll cut the notches and then we'll put it back up there. Well, you can see we got the scribes. You can see we got the log scribed here. Get it taken down, get it in the blocks, and get the notches cut. Well, that's what it looks like. It's a weird one that's, you know, at an angle here. So I'm gonna bring it up there and see how it looks. Good. Well, we got her up there. You can see I got a little bit of a gap here. And what's going on is right here, I noticed it when we were putting plywood on, right above where we got all those posts stacked up. There's a high spot in my top plate. You can see as we zoom down there. It's not in the framing, so I'm guessing I had a high spot in my concrete here. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this log down, mark it, and I'm just gonna shave that down 1/4 inch. That'll let everything go down to where it's supposed to be. That's annoying, but don't know if I'll do it today. It might be tomorrow. We gotta go get a honey extractor so that we can deal with Miranda's bees tonight, and it's just about dinner time. It's definitely not the tree. That is a perfectly straight cut. So I have to get up there and deal with that top plate. Well, that worked. I hammered those nails down with a punch and just shaved for 15 or 20 minutes. I got a little low in here in a couple spots, but it's way better than it was. We're gonna get that log back up here and see how it looks. Oh, way cleaner. No gap now. That was kind of frustrating, and I just had to take a little break and come up with a better plan, because I was going to shave the bottom of the tree, but then when I would go to put my sheetrock up to it, there would have been a hump in the sheetrock. And I was gonna sacrifice a chain on my chainsaw, and then my dad's like, we'll just use a punch. So I punched, it worked out good. So now we can move on to that one. And it is still that same night. We did not call it a night. She just sits in the living room, watches me work all day.
Oh my God.
Well, we're going to call it a night. It's 10:15. Well, we're going to call it a night on the house. We got this log prepped for tomorrow. When we get up, we'll get going on pilling it so that we can, I got the flats cut in it, but get it pilled. Then we'll get it up here, get it scribed, and get it in there so that hopefully by tomorrow night we can get this beam welded together and sticking 20 some feet up in the air. But we're getting geared up. I put some clothes on here. Miranda's got her suit on. We're gonna go deal with her honeybees. Today is the first day I've been stung by a bee in a long time. The yellow jackets are real bad bad since we did all the canning. But hopefully I don't get bit again, because that hurt. I walked over there and tried to help Miranda, and I got bit right there, and it happened fast. I saw it coming. Come on, Oakley, let's get away from these guys. Hopefully that don't swell up bad. Ow. Well, good morning. This morning I'm gonna head over to my son Jared's house. He's made quite a bit of progress on his property. He's getting ready to dig the hole for his foundation, and just wanted me to come look at it with him before he starts digging. Owen's gonna start pilling that log, and Miranda's working on. Last night we pulled the frames out of her beehive, and she's going to start extracting the honey this morning. So we were out pretty late last night, out doing the bees until 11. I got stung right under the eyeball last night. Luckily, it didn't swell up on me. But yeah, I got stung by 2 bees yesterday, a yellow jacket and a honeybee. First time I've been stung in years. Anyways, we're going to get on the 6x and head over to Jared's. Well, we got it up there. We're gonna get it laid out for saddles. And I'm gonna draw a line right underneath this so that these 2 logs match. Take it down, cut that, cut the saddles, bring it back, and I'll probably rough notch it. Then we'll bring it back up here and do the scribe in the corner here. Well, we got her all scribed. We're gonna take this thing down, chisel the notches, and get them cut out. Know one thing, probably couldn't have done this job without the boom truck. It's been a huge help. Well, we just set the log up there. It fit perfect. So now what I'm doing is, you guys have heard me talk about the steel beam. I'm gonna have two I-beams going up right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna notch the logs out for the I-beams. So I just got my layout done for it over here. And that's where I'll be cutting. I'm just gonna cut a notch out of it so that when the I-beam is in there, I can slide the log right around the I-beam, kind of lock it all together. At least that's the plan. Maybe. Probably not. Am I gonna have to plunge in that? No, that ain't gonna work. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that. We just went a hair bigger than it needed to be to fit around that beam. We should be plenty good. Well, we got both notches done. So now we are done with log work for a little bit. I'm gonna go in the shop, or maybe I'll do it outside. But we're gonna start welding those two I-beams together. See if we get them stood up tonight. It's like 28.5 inches. Okay. I'll try to hold that right there. Well, I just did a whole bunch of math. We got, I measured all four corners of the building now. And then I measured the trees that I'll be putting on top of those. So I'm gonna end up with 123, 124 and a half, 125 and 125. So pretty even after I get my last two logs up there. And then, anyways, I did a whole bunch of math, measured a bunch on the big tree. Now we're going to cut the beam. I'm out of gas for my cutting torch, so we're going to try to cut it with a skill saw after Owen puts the blade on the right way. Huh?
Right there.
Okay, let's make it. Okay, now that I got the beam cut, or the beams cut, what I need to do is I'm gonna cut a piece of plate steel that is that right there. What I'm gonna end up doing is just cutting this out, and I'm gonna use that as my template, I think. So I'm gonna try to cut that out now and use it as a template to cut the steel out. They are. This is how thick it is. If you guys have never cut, that is 3/8 with a, it's just a wood and metal blade. Tack it on. Well, we got the beam all welded together, all the holes drilled. We drilled holes every 2 feet staggered on each side of the web. And we just blew every spray paint can that we had half used in my flammable cabinet on here. We'll finish it off tomorrow. I mainly wanted to get back here where I'll be bolted to a board. Tomorrow we'll paint the rest of this all black. But we're going to try to get it up in the air, see if it slips right in there. If not, we will just wait till tomorrow because it's 10 o'clock at night and I got to work in the morning, so we'll see how this goes. Well, I don't know how big that looks or how tall that looks in this video, but that is way taller than it looked laying on the ground. So it should be, that's a 10-12 pitch when we get all the log work done. What we decided to do is just, we're gonna pick it up, take it down, and we'll paint it. That's way up there. We'll paint it tomorrow. And I got a little gap here. I want to make sure I fill this with insulation on both sides, and then I'll put it back in there, and then we'll have to just suck these boards up to the post. But I don't want to do that until I got insulation in there. So we're going to take her down, lay it back on the ground, and get back on it tomorrow night. If you made it this far, we hope you hit that like button and have subscribed to the channel. We hope you guys enjoyed the video. We will see you next week.